Hello, everyone. Welcome and thanks for tuning in to the third episode of this series where we are traveling the world using Google Maps Street View imagery. What you see here is a map of Europe in the borders of 2024. And today I want to be guiding your attention to a little island in the north of Germany. Now, I think that many of you, when they think about Germany, don't necessarily think about islands or water or a coast. But there is quite a long coast. In fact, something like 600, 500 kilometers in that ballpark, in that water park. And now there are many islands we could cover, but the one that I would like to talk about that I find quite interesting as a German, although I've never been, I don't know what I'm talking about. Without further ado, Helgoland, or apparently in English, Heligoland, is the island that is, in my understanding, also the island that's the farthest offshore of Germany. Here's some Wadden Sea, but if this is the normal standard shoreline, then we're at 50 kilometers. Today I don't want to necessarily show you too many Wikipedia articles or anything. I just kind of want to get in there. Perhaps I should say that the only thing I really know about this island is that there are no cars on this island. And I don't know what it means in reality. If it means that there are really no cars, no taxis, no ambulance, no firefighters, nothing, everyone is operating on foot or by boat. We will find out, I would say. Perhaps as you already notice, this island consists of two islands. And what you also notice is that there's a ferry going between these two islands. I mean, I think that, let's see, this is 900 meters. Maybe it's possible to swim. I mean, 900 meters is quite far. But if you're an experienced swimmer. And the other thing is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ferry connections to Büsum, Hamburg, Wedel, Wilhelmshaven, Bremerhaven, and Cuxhaven. And in a way, some of you might be right. It's a little contradicting. We are doing a Google Street View travel series, and Google Street View is mainly imagery that results from a car having mounted a sort of tripod on its roof. So how do we do that in a place where there are no cars? Well, you're about to see the wonders that Google is. Because here we do have some street view imagery, and there is no car, but there is a tripod. I cannot tell you exactly what the tripod is mounted on. Perhaps it's a pedestrian walking or some kind of smaller electronic vehicle. Who knows? But let's travel the island. Well, first thing is that, I think it's fair to say that since we are on an island, inevitably there will be water around. But that shouldn't be our concern. I think it's also perhaps fair to say to some of my more international viewers, I haven't been there, but from my imagination, this island is a calm island for relatively rich people to spend a weekend or two in their summer. So we are expecting to see no rubbish, people in puffy jackets, perhaps a man with a neck scarf. I would say let's keep our eyes open, and I would imagine that we are also holidaying, perhaps spending a weekend off work. We're working in Hamburg, going to the same sort of holiday apartment that we and our fathers and grandfathers went to already. And now we are just going on a little walk across the island. Already talked so much again, so let's start exploring a bit. Coast Guard, Küstenwache. It's the early afternoon here, and it's relatively calm. It is astonishing, like the first few meters, the absence of cars is really like noticeable. Like if this was on land, there would be a parking lot here. There would be like a parking ticket machine here. But here it's very calm. None of these things exist, so none of these things can bother us as we are strolling about. We are, I think, quite limited in terms of where we can go. If we can trust these little things here. Appears to be some kind of waiting room or something. Perhaps a restaurant or a cafe or a bookstore or whatnot. No, it appears that we cannot go here. Let's go on the map a little bit further. Oh, we are taking this way. Oh, right. Let's just do it. This is not a car. Here we have these kind of like, 2-story Melbourne beach style houses. Oh, look how colorful I am. But let's venture on our little stroll in the early afternoon. Let's see what wonders we come across. Bunker Station. Well, there's a kind of a clothing shop here that sells clothing stuff for ship owners. But somehow, like, this architecture looks like your gas station, your, standard side of the road gas station. So I wonder if there maybe were cars and kind of the architecture has been reused. Let's move on. Yeah, where can we go? Should be able to go a bit further. Oh yeah, we are. But we're bringing a black hole with us. I don't know how I feel about it. I think from now on we're just really... Oh no, there's more imagery now. Here's the kind of outfit one would expect, like this kind of striped shirt and like... in front of some seafood place where you can buy like some... I don't know, fake lobster sort of thing. I don't know, I find it a bit depressing, to be honest. It just looks like the most boring place on earth. But I'm sure that, like, to these people here, that's exactly the appeal. Living in such kind of apartments. looking at the sea. Maybe on good days you can see the main German coastline. I wouldn't be surprised. Here, camouflage in beige. Oh, well, sorry about this hopping between streets. I'm just kind of following from one street view image to the other. It's so tiny here. This is the first thing that comes to my mind. Incredibly tiny. So tiny that we get stuck all the time. Well, I think you got a general vibe of this sort of like kitschy bitchy place. One thing I did want to show is this part here, where, you know, it does look a bit like some painting. You can see the scale. These are people here. This is a seagull, and this is a whale. No, I'm just kidding. It's a stone, I think. Now this is an interesting view because these kind of bricks here have been put there, I suppose, to maintain this natural object. But one can almost get the idea that this is kind of like what's actually, you know, the sort of what's actually underneath. And this is just some facade cladding, so it's some artificial sort of structure, but I'm sure it's not. So, and what I also wanted to do is show you the second island, because there all the incoming traffic, air traffic comes in, arrives. And again, like, it's somehow the color of these images, but every click changes the weather completely. Also, like the coloring, the weather, you feel like now it's very windy, but then on the other island it wasn't so much. And it's like having 8 seasons in one day here. Yeah. Testimony of the boredom. It's kind of nice though. I like that kind of she is standing there like, look what I've done. No. But it's very nice. I think somehow relaxed people find even more relaxation in these kind of places, but I don't know, it's not the right kind of place for someone with ADHD or something. Some bungalow settlement. No, I don't want to be in. Let me out. I wanted to show you some of these houses from outside. See, that's the kind of thing that you often have on Google Maps, that's sort of like the geolocation is not spot on, so you kind of end up inside someone's bathroom or something, which is a bit weird. But this looks kind of nice and cozy. I mean, honestly, this could be the coast of Ireland, or if the roofs were green on the Faroe Islands, perhaps Iceland, I don't know. But you wouldn't necessarily think like, hey, that's Germany. If only that's really a German thing, these like reddish sort of bricks for the sidewalk. Like, I've walked on such kind of roads all my childhood, and somehow like this just really freaks me out. But yeah, not to waste any more time, I think I've given you an overview of the island. As I said earlier, you have many chances to go there. Many harbors are operating towards this island, and I think also the other way if you want to go back. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I see you when I see you. Bye bye.